Here's the conversation with the boss of Dignitas on tonight's League Leaders podcast.
All right, so this is Zach here with Clutch Podcast League Leaders. I'm here with Michael Prindiville, CEO of Dignitas. Dude, fantastic. Great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zach.
So first off, biggest question we've gotten is why did you guys pick Clutch? What was the thing that you just like has to be Clutch? Can't be Optic, can't be anybody else?
Listen, it was more of a business decision than anything else, right?
Gotcha.
So we always knew we wanted to be back in League of Legends, specifically in North America. That was always the goal I stated from day one of getting the job as CEO at Dig.
For sure.
And so we looked at different opportunities in the space in NA to do that, right? And
Gotcha.
we kicked the tires on a couple different deals.
Right.
Ultimately, for us, the Clutch deal suited us the best, right? And a large thing that factored into that was like who to be getting as a partner, right?
Right.
And the fact that the ownership group of Dignitas pre-merger was mostly HBSE, which is the owners of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Right.
A lot of familiar folks at the Houston Rockets.
Of course.
Great partners in the NBA, and we thought they'd be great partners in esports as well. So I think that was a huge plus for the deal.
Gotcha. So about what time did the Dignitas staff start getting involved with the team this split? Because we've noticed a pretty rapid growth as things went on. We've always kind of thought it's been you guys behind the scenes, but of course you don't really get that kind of credit. So when did you guys really get involved?
Sure. Early June.
Gotcha.
Early June, we started to get folks in the facility at the WeWork where the guys train in Playa Vista. And I would say, I think it was by like the third week of June, I was flying out from New York to LA.
Awesome.
Every weekend that I possibly could.
Right.
And just making tweaks along the way, right? Where we just, every place where we found that there was a potential for improvement, we just make that tweak.
Yep.
Did a lot of stuff on the team level, a lot of stuff on individual personnel level with the coaches and the players. And then really it's just about building culture, right?
Yep,
and that was really the goal, is to establish like a culture that we think reflects Dig and that we think basically helps players be their very best.
Gotcha. So next question, who do you think, having been with the team for a while, who do you think's really the heart of the team? Who's the emotional leader? Who do you think?
Wow,
because they're all
really good question.
They're all great guys.
Yeah,
but
they're all great guys, and there are different leaders. Not all leaders come in the same shape and form, right?
Of course.
So I think you have two strong emotional leaders, right? In DeMonte and Huni.
Of course.
But then I think we have sort of the voice of reason leader, which I would say is Lyra. Right?
Really? Okay.
I mean, at the quiet moments in team talks where high-level analysis is required, right?
Right.
The words of Lyra typically guide, and I would consider those to be, strong in leadership.
That's fantastic. That's honestly, it explains a lot of what we've been seeing Lyra coming back to form, I think.
Yeah. Lyra's been a pleasure to watch this split, no doubt.
It really has.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, we were really hard on him last year.
Yeah.
But it has been great to see him come back to form and really be the reason why Clutch kept him. You can really see it.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see.
Look, he came in as one of the best junglers in NA, right? And that's clearly where his skill set is.
Yep.
He had some struggles earlier in the year. But listen, I sat down with Lyra, we had a really open discussion. We tried to give him as much support as we possibly could. And just, we knew that he could get back to that level that everybody knows Lyra can play at. And it's just been, it gives you chills kind of watching him on a week in, week out basis as he continues to up his game and to get there. And I just think he's happy, right?
Yeah.
And I think when players are happy, they tend to play well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lyra's really enjoying his league right now, which is making us happy.
Yeah, for sure. So about what point in the split did you guys realize, all right, this is a playoff team? Because it was close. It was really close. But obviously you got to have confidence. When did that really start?
So I came, the first time I was with the team, I flew in from New York to LA the morning of the C9 game.
Gotcha.
And I watched the whole lead up to the match, and we went into the game, and I stayed quiet. I just kind of stayed to the side, and we got absolutely destroyed in that game. Mm-hmm. And literally that afternoon, I was starting to make changes in my mind, and you saw those changes play out, right?
Right.
But like my mindset was never this team isn't a playoff team. My mindset is we're making playoffs.
Gotcha.
How do we make playoffs?
Gotcha.
Like this team, the talent was always there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Clutch had been assembled a great team, right? It was just about what do we need to do to make these changes. So, man, for me, like, I just love to win, right? And so,
Don't we all?
The mentality is always like, it's not like, are we or are we not a playoff team? It's like, we're a playoff team. How do we get ourselves there? And so I think that was a big change. The C9 game was a big change. Tell you the other game that was a big one for us was, you know, every week we've been improving. I remember when we played CLG in LA.
Yep.
We had that game in our hands
Really close.
and we lost it.
Yeah.
And it was a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
And if you had been in that dressing room after that game, you would have been bawling your eyes out. Like, it was so emotional. But that was a turning point for this team. That was when this team started to become a family.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're happy for us.
Right.
For us. We're happy. I think the guys are well prepared, first of all. The coaches have been doing an amazing job. Our GM, Andrew Barton, has been doing an amazing job. Like, these guys are fully prepared. They're relaxed. They're confident, right? Mm-hmm. And they've got something to play for, right? Like, this is like, first of all, I don't want fourth place. I always want to finish, you know, ahead of that. So third place, but then it'll get us a better spot in the gauntlet.
Right.
It'll keep our momentum going into Worlds. Like, this is a very important game. If we happen to lose, it's not the end of the world, because we still have to go and run the gauntlet, right?
Exactly. It's a bump in the road, not the end of the road.
But I think everybody kind of feels where we're at right now as a team.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a buzz about us. I think we're going to go into that arena today, and the crowd's going to get behind us in a way that hasn't really ever happened before for Clutch.
Yeah.
And hasn't happened for Dig in years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's going to be a special, you know, chapter in the story that we're telling.
Gotcha. All right, well, winding things back from the serious stuff, all right? A little bit silly here.
Yeah.
We always like to ask what got you into gaming, and mostly, what was the first video game you ever played?
Ooh, the first video game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers.
Okay,
That's
all right, yeah.
that's revealing of my age, right?
Well,
But
I gotta ask, was it at your grandma's house with the Super Nintendo? Because that's where it was for me.
No, it was NES
Okay,
at my parents' house.
gotcha.
And I probably stayed up all night playing it, and they probably took it away. And that was literally the tug of war that my parents and I played with video games like my whole life.
For sure.
But yeah, I went from Super Mario to Zelda to Excite Bike to freaking Tecmo Bowl to everything, and like to the first person shooter I ever played was GoldenEye. I mean, then just onwards. So
I got
always loved games, always been really bad at games. I blame my parents for that, though. They kept taking that damn console away from me.
All right, see, I got to thank my mom for that. She was always making sure that I had right amount of time, not too much time. Dad was the one who wanted to yank it away, and he's not here to defend himself right now, so I go ahead and blame him.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, I had issues. My parents took it away because like I couldn't sleep at night. I was like playing video games in my head, laying in my bed and stuff like that. But
I had the little light for the Game Boy Advance, you know, under the covers, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So next question then, last one we got. What got you into esports? When did you realize this isn't just a game to play, this is a job?
Yeah, so previous to taking the job at Dig, I was at NBC Sports, where I was the head of esports there for like a 4-year period of time.
Gotcha.
Basically put together their version of E-League, which is called the Universal Open. We ran some Rocket League tournaments. Also oversaw their venture business that was looking at esports and gaming opportunities within startups in the space. So for me, it was like late 2013, early 2014 that I really kind of had an opportunity to get into business around esports. I remember like spending a weekend and really diving in, you know, being aware of where video games was at, but like really diving in to really look at the numbers around esports. And it was just so compelling, right? Like the numbers were big, the entertainment, the product's always been great. It's been getting even better. There's a reason why, you know, everyone from age 5 to 40 years old is watching video games. Like, this is the time for video games. And I mean, it was like, I guess it was sort of a twist in my career that I don't think I could have anticipated, but one that has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm just excited about the space. I'm excited about Dig. I'm excited about today.
I gotta say, we're super excited. We've loved what you guys have done with Clutch so far.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to see everything that Dignitas is doing next year.
Great.
And honestly, that's all I got. I gotta go get myself an updated jersey here today. I do.
That's
a little
okay,
bit out of
though.
date.
We can frame that one. That's going to be
Yeah,
like vintage.
limited edition.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, I just want to say thanks to you. Really appreciate the podcast. Appreciate the listeners. Just know that, like, whether you're from Houston or you're from New York or LA, like, we'll continue to activate in all the cities where we're at. Like,
Gotcha.
We love our fans. We're becoming Dignitas. Become Dignitas with us, and like we'll grow together and have a beautiful relationship. So
You got us on board, man. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for talking to me.
thanks, brother.